So allow yourself to just sit comfortably, and if you'd prefer to sit in a chair, by all means, let yourself get comfortable wherever it works for you. Once you get comfortable, you might choose to put something underneath you so that you can sit a little bit more longer through the spine and just be a little bit more at ease. And whenever you're ready, just let yourself focus for a moment on your breathing without doing anything with it, without making anything happen. Just watch your breath for a moment. And notice where you feel yourself breathing. Where do you feel it in your body? What's moving? What's paying attention? And then we'll just play a little bit. We'll take some time to just do a few things to open up your spine and see how that affects your breath. So the first thing we'll do is cat-cow movements. So with your cat-cow, on your exhalation, bring your head and your tailbone toward one another and arch the back. And on your inhale, let yourself grow tall toward the ceiling, not necessarily throwing the head back, but just as tall as you can. And let yourself go back and forth. Let your breath be very, very slow and gentle. And let your movement be very fluid and very graceful, following that gentle, easy, long breath. After 6 or 7 or whatever you feel up to today, whatever works for you, just slowly back and forth. And your spine will take you to those places that want to open up. So feel free to experiment a little bit, maybe moving a little bit more in through the thoracic area, or maybe a little bit more in the lower back. Just kind of play. Let yourself be curious about your body and how it feels today. And after you cat-cow for a while, come back to neutral. Come back to your center point and watch your breath again. What do you notice about it now? Do you feel it in different parts of your body? Are you aware of it moving differently? No right or wrong answer. Just give yourself a moment to be with your breath. The next thing we're going to do is open up the sides of your body. So as you choose, place one hand. If you're in a chair, you can use the armrest or the seat of the chair. Or place your hand on the floor and inhale. And as you exhale, let yourself just kind of gracefully over, like you were a blade of grass blowing in a summer breeze. Just gently and easily let yourself just kind of open up laterally. If this bothers your shoulder for any reason, you don't need to bring the arm overhead completely. You can just kind of sway back and forth without moving that arm too high. And then as you choose, ground yourself through one hand. Let the other one grow up toward the ceiling. Keep the shoulder away from the ear. And just breathe into the ribs. Let them open up with every inhalation. There are little muscles in there called the intercostals. And that's what we want to wake up. We want them to kind of have a chance to stretch out and open. So with every breath, feel the ribs open. And when you're ready, reach toward the ceiling, reach out toward the opposing wall, and come on back down. And pause for a moment just to notice how lopsided you are, because you're kind of feeling a little more open on one side than the other. And then, of course, explore the other side. Let yourself gently go back and forth. Just nice, easy movement. Nothing forceful, nothing requiring your body to do too much. And when you feel a little bit more pliable, like things are moving a little bit more comfortably, then ground yourself through one hand, let the other one grow toward the ceiling. Remember to keep the shoulder out of the ear. And breathe into those ribs. Let them open up. Let them kind of explore spaces they haven't had a chance to do in a while. And after a couple breaths, reaching up and out, bring yourself back to neutral. Back to that place where you can just listen. Just be still and listen. And what are you hearing now? What do you notice now about your breathing, about the parts of your body that are participating in the breath? Just be there with it. Nothing's right or wrong. Nothing should or shouldn't. Just time to be. Awesome. Next thing we're going to do is open up the spine with a nice twist. So as you choose, feel yourself growing out through the crown of the head so the spine's long, ribs are away from the hips. And let yourself turn gently. Let your spine turn you, not your hands. Don't push yourself into it. Just gently turn. Use your hands as a kickstand. Just let them support you wherever it is that your spine lands comfortably. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. Let your shoulder blades move toward one another. And just breathe. Just let yourself kind of be present with the breath. Keep the chest softly open, shoulders out of the ears. Shoulder blades moving toward one another. Ribs away from the hips. Nice, gentle breathing. And when you're ready, let yourself come back to center. Pause for a moment just to be mindful of what shifted or changed for you. And as you choose, grow long through the spine. Let your spine turn you in the other direction and just hold. Breathing softly and easily. You might want to be mindful, especially if you're not in a chair, to bring your shoulders over your hips so you're not leaning back too far. And just gently breathe. Just let your body enjoy a nice twist. And as you choose, come back to center and be with your breath again. You're probably noticing that with each technique, there's just a slight difference, just a subtle change in what you notice about how your body's breathing and what's there for you in it. Just be there with it. It's your gift to yourself on your yoga mat, just for you. The next thing we're going to move into is opening in through the chest. We've opened the spine. Now we're going to open the chest a bit. So if you can comfortably clasp your hands behind you. If that doesn't work for you, you can use a tie or whatever you'd like to hold on to your hands. And as you choose, draw the shoulder blades toward one another. Imagine the arms coming down toward the floor. Or if you're in your chair, you're going to scoot toward the front of your chair and let the arms come down toward the seat of the chair. And just breathe. Breathe into the space that's opening underneath your breastplate in the sternum area. And just breathe. After a few nice breaths, let yourself ease up a little bit. Bring the arms closer to your body. And now I know this is a little challenging because your arms are behind you. But what I'm going to suggest is that you interlace your fingers the other way behind you. Cross your thumbs the other way behind you. So that you can do it again. Just a subtle change. You might notice something very different. You might not. Draw the shoulder blades together. Let the arms come down toward the floor and breathe into that space underneath the sternum. Just let it open. This is sometimes a scary spot in the body to open up. It's your heart center. And we try to guard that all day long. So be compassionate with yourself. Be gentle and kind. And just listen. When you're ready, bring the arms back. And once again, just be still and notice now what your breath is doing. You're probably feeling it open in areas that you weren't aware of when we first started. So just enjoy. The final thing we're going to open are the muscles in the neck, and these too affect your breathing because they pull on the rib cage from the top. So as you choose, let yourself slowly and gently allow the chin to lower toward the chest without collapsing the spine. So keep the spine nice and long, ribs away from the hips, shoulder blades moving toward one another behind you, and just breathe. With every exhalation, imagine your head getting heavier. Just let it sink. Just let it go. Let all that stuff you've worried about lately, just let it go. Let it roll off your back. And when you're ready, slowly and gently bring the head back up. And then let yourself turn and look over one shoulder. Again, the spine's long, ribs away from the hips. You're sinking down into whatever's supporting you and growing up toward the ceiling equally. And just breathe. Just kind of let your body open up and release. And as you choose, bring the head back to center and tilt in that same direction. Allow the shoulders to melt. It's almost as if they were ice cubes on a hot summer sidewalk and they're just melting. Just let it all go. All that stuff you've been carrying around lately, it's a good time to let it go. And just feel it melt. When you're ready, bring the head back up and then let yourself explore the other side. Turn, jawline parallel with the shoulder, nice long spine growing out through the crown of your head and down into the floor equally. And just breathe. And then bring yourself back and tilt in that same direction. Nice, gentle breaths. Just allow the shoulders to melt. After a couple good, easy breaths, bring the head back up. And if you'd like now, either close your eyes or focus your gaze on something in front of you and just be still. Be still with your breath. Be still with your emotions. Be still with your mind. Be still with your body. Just notice what's there for you now. Notice how your breath has changed, how your emotions, your thoughts, your body has changed. Allow yourself to rest as long as you choose. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes, relax, and move on with your day.